Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to be going over how to install a new carpet kit. Got a new carpet for the Jeep pickup. It's going to go over the bedline floor. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk briefly about our next little video series we're going to do on the shop area and just everything else. It's a little bit of a DIY, a little bit of a spring cleaning deal. So stick around till the end and hope you guys enjoy. Okay, first thing you want to do when you get a new carpet kit is get it out of the box. Before they send these out, what they do is they take the carpet, it's just flat carpet, and they press it over a buck of sorts that forms it to the shape of the floor pan of your vehicle. So it wants to be that shape. But then what they do is they take that molded carpet and they roll it up and fold it over and jam it into this box to ship it to you. So you got to get it out of there. You got to get it unrolled. You got to start kind of tapping the edges and try to get it back in position so that it'll retake its form how it's supposed to be. Now here, what I'm going to do real quick is pull out these Christmas tree clips to get the rubber boot off from the shifter. And then we're going to vacuum up the floor. Don't need any debris or dirt, any kind of crud underneath the carpet when it goes in. So all shifter boots off, all debris off the floor. And meanwhile, that carpet is sitting out in the sun and it is catching some rays and hopefully loosening back up and going back to the form that was in originally. All right, guys, we had somebody stop by. This is Jason. I don't know if you guys recognize him, but he's from Country Boy Gas Garage, and they've got some really cool stuff they've been doing over the last couple years. Jason, you want to tell them a little bit about that?
Well, I work on different classic cars. Most people recognize the 48 Ford bus or resurrected. Now I'm working on a 59 Chevy El Camino, so you got to check it out.
Yeah, the El Camino is really cool. And the bus is awesome. He's got a whole build series, and if you go check it out, he actually compiled all of it into one 2-hour video, including him taking the bus back to the church where it all got started. It's an old church bus. So he tracked the church down and actually has part of that in the video. So you guys should go check it out. I'm going to link his channel, Country Boy Gas Garage, down below. And he also has a secondary channel where he does homesteading stuff. So you guys might want to check that out too.
Peace.
Okay, when you're installing the carpet, what I like to do is I don't know if you can tell, but in the back here, there's a molded line that it goes up over a body support. I like to pick something like that where you know that it's in the right spot, and then you roll it forward. You kind of missed that in the beginning here, but I rolled it forward from there because that's kind of my baseline in the back of the cab. And what that does is it allows me to roll right up to the shifter to find the base of the shifter so that when I cut a little slit to get it over the shifter, it's in the exact right spot. It's terrible when you cut a slit for a shifter or for an accelerator pedal or something, and then the carpet shifts a little bit to where it's supposed to be, and now you have a big slit in your carpet or a big hole, and it's in the wrong spot. You don't want that. Trust me, that's not a good thing. So roll it out from a set baseline, and don't cut until you're certain you're in the right spot.
Yeah, it was. I remember, and I even tried selling my Nova during that time. It was right when Sky was born, so that was only 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm never gonna have money to put into this thing again. And then, like, next thing you know, 5 years later, I'm like driving the school bus out of the forest, and I had no idea that I was gonna get back into the car thing.
It's funny when you're like, all right, I don't have money to spend on my Nova or whatever. I don't have money to spend on my primary project. Like I don't have money to spend on my Roadster, right? And I just go and drop a bunch of money on carpet and primer and a bunch of stuff for this. It's like sometimes you just get fired up and you're like, all right, I'm doing it. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm working my way around and just kind of working it into place. I'm trimming it and pushing it and working it around so that I can make sure it's centered and it's right where it needs to be. And then you just kind of trim from the edges, you know, in, and really make sure you don't overcut.
Is it, maybe it's Sweden too. There's even the crusty cars there. There's like I want to say it's Sweden or somewhere like that. I've got a TikTok. I see them do. They have their vehicles are just clapped out American muscle cars. They're just crunched up, dragon bumper, like just they're all just thrashed, and they love them.
Yeah.
And they do these cruises. It's crazy. They build like these back seat, like a dash for the people in the back seat, and it's full of drink holders, and they drink. It's like a party in their cars. I don't think the driver's drinking.
Yeah.
But it's like they're full of speakers and alcohol.
Like a party bus.
But they're all 60s beat to hell 4-door like Impalas and stuff, just like doors missing, like just junked out. But I mean, they're out there having a blast, and it's cool to see these old American cars being loved still, even though they look like something you pull straight out of the wrecking yard.
Well, I feel like part of it is when I was a kid, I was told this stuff was out of my price range. I was told you're just not going to be able to afford it. Don't even try.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about restoration stuff, that's probably still the case. But building a hot rod doesn't cost. It doesn't have to cost money. Like it really doesn't.
No, so that I think I was 14 when I first wanted a muscle car. And when I was 16, I bought my first one for $200.
Yep.
Correct. I bought a second one for 160 that was just clapped out, but it drove home. And then between those two, I built one, and that's what I built in high school. So I've always been on the budget vehicle. That's why when I bought the Impala, the El Camino, it was kind of a gamble because I'm like, I was looking at them. I'm like, I'd love to get one of these. For years, I was looking around, and then I saw this one pop up on Marketplace, and I'm like, and they were asking $7,000 for just this, rusty project, and I was like, oh no, that's too much. And then he dropped it down to $5,000, and I was like, well, maybe I'll go look at it. When I was there, I said, will you take $35,000? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, sweet, $35,000. So that was actually a pretty good deal because they go for so much. Like it's just crazy. So I'm like, why am I buying like these parts are expensive? Like I can't afford to buy these parts, but luckily I've been able to collect all the parts over the years, and all the glass was good in it. Like I wish I would have got that one from Chuck earlier. Like 2 years ago, I went and looked at it, and it still had the frame under it. It was still somewhat complete, and then like time went by, and I went back and looked at it, and the frame was gone. He ended up, I was able to get some parts off of it, like even the roof. I forgot I got the roof off of it, and those are worth $500. The right person. I got the quarters off of it, which are pretty rough, but they're still iconic. You get the. You see, that's another thing. I've got all that stuff I was thinking about bringing to the swap meet, but I'm gonna need that's why I might need to. I do have a big trailer, a flatbed that I could dig out of the bushes. It's a fifth wheel, but my truck's a fifth wheel hitch in there. I could probably.
I would do that,
and then I could just load because I got 56 Cadillac quarters. The fins and quarters. I got 60 Lincoln Continental quarters, and then the 59s too.
It helps when you get it in so it can kind of relax. Like it relaxed on the hood for a while, but it helps when you can get it over the floor, where it's supposed to be, and it can relax a bit. Because they mold these things out like when you order them, but then they roll them up. Yeah, so it's like it's immediately fighting itself. It wants to go back to what it was. So if you just give it the room to do it, sometimes a little heat gun.
Yeah, I was gonna say add some heat to it, like even a blow dryer or something.
Yeah. It's getting there though. It was cool having Jason drop by the shop, and we actually had him and his wife Peggy over for dinner, and their kids played with our kids, and it was a good night. But it's cool having a little company in the shop. Oftentimes it's just me out there working, but still just trimming away, just fitting this thing little bits at a time. Don't cut big chunks, just little bits at a time, and then let that carpet keep relaxing back to its form you want it in. It'll get there. Just give it time and just help it have room to kind of grow and settle back. So hopefully you guys can see what I've been doing is just going along and trimming stuff, behind the pedals, up behind the heater box, trimming around the shifter sticks, just kind of working my way around, getting this thing to fit better. The better it fits, the more it lays down. It still has a little bit of bubble to it here, but it's just kind of working its way down. It's getting better and better as we go. So we'll just keep plugging away at it, keep trimming it to fit. It's real important to not over trim, even though you have a sill plate that goes here that will overlap this some. You really don't want to over trim it. It really will. You're going to kick yourself later. I've done it a few times, and you always end up kicking yourself when just that little bit of steel shows, and you knew that you had enough carpet when you started. They always give you extra. Every single carpet kit's going to need to be trimmed. So you just end up kicking yourself when you overdo it, and you just a little bit of forethought would have prevented it from happening. So don't learn lessons the hard way. Learn them from me. I'm sitting here telling you, and you guys can not have to suffer as I have suffered with carpet kits that you laid out hundreds and hundreds of dollars for, only to ruin them and have nobody to blame but yourself. Another option, you can see the backing on this stuff is plastic. You can use heat. You can get your heat gun out, and you can use heat to work it and try to get it better and better. Little trick for holes in carpet. So now this will apply to your seat holes. This will also apply to your boot holes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an awl, something pointy, and we're going to find the holes there. In the hole. In the hole. Okay. Right there. So now that that's marked, you want to make sure you mark it where you want this thing to lay. Pretty good with that. Get your shifter out of the way. Okay. Now comes the fun part. So you get a drift. This is a Harbor Freight drift or punch. And it's preferably not one of Grandpa's favorite from before World War II. What we're going to do, we're going to take that punch, we're going to warm it up. Not red hot, nothing crazy. Remember, you're holding it. Even with a glove on, it's going to get hot. We're just warming it up. Further than you need to. But what we're going to do, I don't know if you guys can see real well, but you're going to pull out that awl and insert the red hot punch I'll get you guys in so you can see that. Let's do a little flash action. Anyway, what you get is a nice hole burned through. You don't have any frays. You're not fighting. It gives you a real nice hole. And you can see my hole right below it, straight through, because I had it lined up. But now that's all sealed up, and you won't have any ongoing issues as you try to insert your bolt, or in this case, the little body trim clips, the little plastic deals. The trees go through that. So I'll get the rest of them done up, and then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, we got all 4 of our holes drilled, or burned, I should say. One thing I will caution you guys against is just be careful. You can touch that red hot punch or drift to anything and ruin your carpet, start a fire, burn yourself horribly. Be really careful. Wear a glove. It's hot. Be smart. So we got the trees in, a couple replacements, a couple originals. Hopefully all of them long enough to get through this carpet and into the floor. That boot down over the top. Here's my hole. In and in. The way this factory boot works, it's got a little metal ring inside it, and the trees go through the rubber twice, and then into the through that metal ring, and then into the floor. But we're in business. She's in. She looks clean. It also will secure our carpet here. Just helps pin it down, get it into place. So she's all pushed in. You can see a little better now. I wish I had painted that shifter beforehand, but we'll figure it out. We'll get her done. But yeah, it's nice and secure. It's got the carpet pinned down and looks pretty good. I'll go on and do the 4x4 shifter next. Get that boot on. Maybe a little CLR on the shifter lever there and see if we can clean it up a little bit. But I'll bring you guys back here in a second. We'll talk door seals. Okay. I ordered these generic door seals. They're for the widest spectrum of years. Now, these are the ones that don't have the sharp corners. They're just one continual piece. But I got these on eBay, the pair, both doors for $60, which is a pretty good deal. And they have a little channel, little metal reinforced channel. It might be plastic on these. The originals were metal. And what you do is you just press it over this lip and you go along and it slides on and you work it on. And if you need to, you can grab a rubber mallet and you can give it a little tap. But that's the idea. You want to work it all the way around and get it on nice and snug. Now, what it is going to do, I'll tuck it in so you can see. Because these are brand new and your truck's old, or your car, or whatever you're doing this on, it pushes the door out. And it takes a little while. There, it's latched. It takes a little bit of time of that being pressed on there to really get that to relax enough that your door doesn't have to really be shoved shut. I wouldn't adjust your door if I were you. I would leave the door as is. Don't change anything. If the door fit well before, don't change it. It's part of the process. Now, these do seal great though. So it's a huge improvement. And on my truck, somebody came along and stuck all this extra stuff on trying to seal it up, which I have to go along and remove. Like some kind of canopy or I don't know, some stick-on crap because their door was leaking. Okay, Once you get all the way around, this thing meets down here at the bottom. This is where you want to start it. This is where you want to stop it. So it meets down here at the bottom. Make sure your carpet's not blocking it up. Get your same knife you're using for your carpet install if it still has an edge on it. Just go ahead and cut this thing. I was joking about it if it still has an edge, and mine does not. I still have an edge, so it's funny. Mine is in bad shape. A lot of dragging across metal surfaces. There you go. And it is metal inside. I don't know if you guys could drop down here in the rocks if you see that, but that's the rigid little horseshoe clip type deal that it's using. Now that's not the only thing that holds it in. It's those little clips, but it's also your sill trim. Now on these J trucks, they have an inner and an outer sill trim. So you have a sill plate that goes out here, and you have an inner sill trim that goes right here. And it actually caps that lip. It screws down into the floor. Now I'm not going to install mine right now because as you can see, they're really dirty and crappy looking. I'm going to stick them in the soda blaster, make them look new, and maybe even run a piece of 600 grit, 800 grit, and 1000 grit over it, make it shiny a little bit. But that's where it goes. Goes right over that lip, and that really does help secure all of that rubber that you just put on. So the channel holds it in, and the inner sill trim. All right, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up this one. Couple things I want to tell you before I go. One, I added the buy me a cup of coffee thing. I've had a few people reach out asking for ways that they can help support the channel, and I'm not real big on asking for handouts, but I'll tell you, ordering a carpet kit, door seals, some of the stuff I have to order for the Roadster that I've been holding off on, it's expensive. You know, I'm a father to 3. I got 2 on the way. It's expensive. So I do appreciate it while I don't expect it. And you're not going to see any members only content from me. I'm not going to be doing that kind of stuff. I'm not interested in it. I did set up the buy me a cup of coffee thing. If you want to chip in a few bucks, you know, whatever it is, $3, $5, whatever, help me buy some parts. I appreciate it like you wouldn't believe. If you don't want to, I don't care. Just hit the thumbs up. That's enough for me. What we're going to do on the next videos and the next few videos, we have a little build series coming up. It's not really a build though. What we're going to do is we're going to address this shop. The shop it's horrible. I'm buried. I can't work. I don't know if any of you guys out there are like me, but I go from one thing to the next, and I'm bad at cleaning up. I'm often running out of time, and it's due. It's just overdue. So what we're going to do is wrap up the Jeep truck, park it outside, roll the Roadster out to where the Jeep truck is now, out on the concrete. We're going to do some work on it out there. So that'll be part of the excuse me, that'll be part of the build series. We're going to do some wrap up on the welding and stuff on the Roadster, do some wire wheeling, some painting, get it ready for the body to go back on. So we're going to be home stretching the Roadster real quick here. Like I said, I'm missing a few parts I got to buy, but I got to wait on money to come in for that. But what we're going to do in the meantime, while there's no car in here, is we're going to start on one end of this shop and go to the other end, and that's going to get cleaned. Every surface, every toolbox, everything is going to get cleaned. And while it gets cleaned, as I clean each section, I'm going to use these drywall scraps, and I'm going to put them up and seal up the walls, tape them, mud them, maybe paint them if I have some paint around here. I'm sure I do. But we're just going to clean this space up and have it be usable. I'm ready to have a little bit of a different atmosphere around here. I know it's just messy, and I hope it'll motivate some of you guys. You know, spring cleaning's not just for the house. Sometimes it's for the shop. Just take a week, take a weekend, take a couple weekends, whatever time you have, and dive into cleaning up the space you work in. You'll feel a lot better when you're working in it. I know, because I'm pretty miserable working in what I've got, and it's all my doing. I'm the only one who did it. So I'll encourage you guys, do what I'm going to be doing here, get it cleaned up, try to keep it clean. I'm going to try to keep it clean. I'm going to try to organize as I go and have it be a little more functional. But anyway, that's going to be the next 2-3 videos. There'll be just a lot of progress, a lot of time lapse stuff. So hope you guys enjoy that. If you don't, sorry. There will be Roadster stuff mixed in though. So if you like the Roadster, don't skip the videos. And hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.